me Chiku from Chiku Study Corner, and today I'll be dealing with a chemistry chapter. That is chapter 2 of CBSE Class 12 Chemistry textbook, that is solutions. So without any further ado, let's get into the chapter. So first thing over here, I have to discuss some terms. One is phase, state, and phase boundary. Okay, so now let's take an example and then I'll give you the definitions. So I've taken two jars. Okay, these are the two jars. In the first one, in both of them I added water. Okay, to this I add salt. So salt is added and is dissolved. So the salt comes and it's added and it dissolves. After dissolution, the solution would look like this. Okay, and over here what I'm adding is, I'm adding oil. I added oil. So, and I stir the oil. What happens is, this is what I see. Okay, this is the oil. This is the water. So now to define what is phase. Phase is somewhere, it's a region where all the physical properties such as refractive index, density, etc. are same. So what is phase? Phase is a region in space where all the it's a region where all the physical properties are same. Which are the physical properties? Examples. There are refractive index and density. Okay. So now let's talk about state. So what is state? You know there are different states of matter. What is a solid, liquid and gas? What is that? The different properties of a matter which it shows at different conditions. So that is state. Now let's see what's phase and then we'll discuss phase boundary. So over here, I'll tell you. Over here, this is a salt solution. Over here, when you go in from here to here. Okay. From here to here, if you move, the density is same when you move from here because the particles are same. It's homogeneous mixture. Then when you come over here, you can see that oil is over here and water is over here. When you move from here to here, what do you observe? There's a change in refractive index, or there's a change in density. There's change in physical properties. So over here you can say that this is a single phase. This is a single phase. But over here there are two phases. Okay. Now how many states are there inside this? Over here you can see water and salt makes the solution in the form of a liquid. Over here what is it? Oil and water also are liquids. So there is one state. Over here also there is only one state. Okay. So that is what is state and phase. Now let's see what's phase boundary. This portion that divides two different phases is called as phase boundary. Okay, what is it? Okay, you just take, I'm just moving from here to here. Okay, and now if I move from here and I move upward a little more up, see this is a phase. This is a phase of water, and over here it's atmosphere. In the atmosphere, what is that? Air. So there's two different phases over here also. But we only take the case of this solution. We don't go beyond the solution. We only take up till the solution. Till here only we observe. The tumbler is full and then it's closed. So only till here you take it. In this case also only till here you take it. Okay. Or else there is three phases. Okay, there is water, oil and air. Over here also if you take the whole tumbler, there is water and air. So when there is two distinct phases, it's easy to mechanically isolate them. Okay. So next we have to learn about a term known as component. We always say the component of, let's see, a malt drink is either wheat, or a component of biscuit is maida or wheat flour, etc. So what is component? The smallest divisible unit of the a matter is called as the component. So let's see, you can divide water to H2O. Not H2 and O doesn't make water. It has to have a chemical reaction to perform, and then only it will form water. So how, if you ask to make this solution, you don't say you have hydrogen, you have oxygen, you don't say like that, okay? Or if you take, for example, you're making a what do you say, a cookies, you don't say you have, you only say you take sugar, butter, maida, or like wheat, etc. You don't say you take carbon, hydrogen, then carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals. You don't tell like that. You just specify the object. The same way, what is component? Let me write. Components. The smallest unit. Okay. So what is the components of a salt and water solution? How many components are there? There are two components for that. Which are they? Salt and water. Okay. So if you ask, like now I told you there is two phases and there is here only one phase. Here there is only one state. Here there is only one state. How many components are there? In both of them there are two components. One is salt over here and water, and the other one is oil and water. Okay. So now let's see the examples. So now let's take the example of carbon. Let's take the carbon compounds, two carbon compounds, that is graphite and diamond. So let's see. So graphite, okay, I've taken graphite here and diamond. What do you have to say about both of them? Graphite and diamond are both solids at room temperature. So solids at room temperature. Then what? They have the same chemical properties. Chemical properties but different physical properties. What are the different physical properties? Refractive index. Then what? Density, etc. Okay. So that is to talk about graphite and diamond. So I told you what do you say, like these compounds, or what is a phase when there is a change in the physical properties. That means graphite and diamond are in two different phases. So what is it? In two different phases. Okay. So I'll tell you, graphite undergoes what? Phase transition. It undergoes phase transition and it becomes diamond. Okay. Phase transition is the transformation of a phase to another phase, or the conversion from one phase to another phase is termed as phase transition. Okay. Now let's learn about the next topic, or the next term. We have to discuss some terms I told you. So the next term we have to discuss is mixture. So we have heard of mixture. Every time we tell about a mixture, what is that comes to your mind? Maybe the mixture that you eat, or a mixture might be something like so many things put together and then shaken, and that becomes a mixture. So let's see what mixture is. So mixture is the combination of two substances, two different substances, two or more, it can be any, two or more substances, not chemically combined, they are only physically combined. That is, their chemical properties are retained, individual chemical properties are retained, whereas the physical properties might differ. Okay, that is what mixture is. So mixtures are classified into two. Based on, not mixtures are classified into two. There are two classifications of mixtures based on what all are they. The first one is phase. The second one is component. So let's see what it is. Under phase there are two of them. Okay. The first one is homogeneous and the second one is heterogeneous. I'll tell you what is it. Let's first discuss about the components also. Then components, it is according to the number of components. Okay. So first one is binary, ternary, quaternary. phase, and under component binary, ternary and quaternary. So what do you mean by homogeneous? There is only one phase. Okay? It's only one phase. Over here that is more than one phase. Okay, that is what is homogeneous and heterogeneous. So homogeneous only one phase, heterogeneous more than one phase. So next one is according to the components. Can you make a mixture with one component? It's not possible. It's combination of different components. So it's either to be two or more. So the first division that comes is binary. What is bi? Bi means two. So this is when there are two components. And ternary means when there are three components. And quaternary means when there are four components. Okay? Binary, ternary and quaternary. That is 1, 2 and 3. Sorry, not 1, 2, 3 and 4 respectively. So there are more. You can say this, like if there is more than 5 you can name it. But we only have to learn only 3 of them now. So let's see. An example. Milk. Milk looks like a homogeneous solution, isn't it? Can you differentiate particles? Can you differentiate two phases? No. Actually milk appears to be homogeneous. But when you go inside, when you go to a microscopic level, you can see fat globular molecules floating in the solution. So that means what? Milk is also a heterogeneous solution, that it has two different phases. Okay? So the appearance is different when you go to the microscopic level, it's different. So that is an example that I told, that is milk. Also blood. Blood has platelets, WBC, RBC, plasma, etc., hemoglobin, etc. in our body. But blood appears to be homogeneous, but it is not. It's heterogeneous. So next we discuss about the term mixture. Next we have to learn about the next new term, that is solution. What is it? Solution. Let's see what is solutions. So solution is a single phase homogeneous mixture of two or more components. What is a solution? It's a single phase homogeneous mixture with what? Two or more components. Okay? So that is what is solution. So solution can be also classified. Let's see the classification of solutions. The classification. We learned the classification of mixtures based on the components. The same classification is what is there for solutions also. So the first one is binary solutions, ternary solutions and quaternary solutions. Okay, so what is binary? 2 components, ternary 3 components, quaternary 4 components. So that is what is solution. What is the classification of solutions? So next one is the properties. I discussed about the properties. That is, it is a single phase, it is homogeneous mixture, it is more than one component. Okay? With 2 or more components. Yeah, more than one component. So now let me tell you about a misconception. We always say solutions is only liquids. But no, solutions aren't only liquids. That can be solids, it can be gases. All things can form solutions. So let's see some examples. So, you know air is a mixture. That is a gas. Bronze is a mixture. Water is a mixture. These all are still solutions. This is gas, this is solid and this is water. But all of them are termed under solutions. Okay? So next we have to learn about, I have to tell you one thing, that solutions are homogeneous, but all homogeneous mixtures are not solutions. So next thing, that is the example I told you, what? Blood. So now let's learn about the different kinds of mixture. Okay? We learned about the types of mixture in our lower class. I hope you know which all are the classifications. So the first one is our solution. Our chapter is based on solution. The next one is colloid. The last one is suspension. I hope you remember all these terms. So what is a solution? What is the difference between these solutions, colloids and suspensions? Solution, all of these have different components. I said they are mixtures. So mixtures should have 2 or more components. Am I right? Yeah. So in this, the particle size of the component is less than 1 nanometer. Over here, the colloidal size of the particle size is from 1 nanometer to 100 nanometers. Sorry, 1000 nanometers. Okay, 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer is the range between which the particles of colloids are. And over here, that is greater than 1000 nanometer. Okay, so over here, what is this? There's only 1 nanometer. Over here, that is the particles are between 1 and 1000 nanometers, and over here it's more than 1000 nanometers. So now for solutions, solution does not settle under gravity. So it doesn't settle under gravity. And over here what? It also doesn't settle. So no gravity. Gravity is not there. That is, they don't settle under gravity. Over here, yes, they will settle under gravity. So over here you can't see with naked eyes you can't see the particles of a solution nor of a colloid, but you can see that of a suspension. Okay, so solutions doesn't show Tyndall effect, whereas colloids and suspensions show Tyndall effect. So that is what I have to talk about, what is solutions, colloids and mixture suspensions. So now let's learn about the next thing, that is the components of a solution. Our chapter is in this chapter we only discuss about solution. Our main character is solution. So let's discuss about the components of solution. Okay? So we say our body is made up of cells. It's made up of organs. It has specific names. You don't say it's made up of some material, or you have specific name. It's made, your digestive system has this many organs, or your respiratory tract has this many parts. You don't just say, okay, there's a hose-like structure, or you don't say there is maybe a grinder-like thing on your buccal cavity. No, you have specific names or specific terms. The same way we have specific terms to tell about the components of solutions, colloids and suspensions. So in this chapter we are only dealing about solutions, so I'll tell you what is it called. So the 2 components of solution, no? It has 2 components. It's called as solute and solvent. Okay? So now let's take an example. I take a jar, a beaker or a jar, whatever, and then what I do? I added water. And now what I'm doing is, I did add salt. This is salt. Okay? So what are the 2 components over here? Salt and water. Aren't they the 2 components? Yes. So which one is the solute? Which one is the solvent? To find out which is the solute and solvent, we have 2 methods. So let's see which are the 2 methods. Before that, how is solutions found? Solute plus solvent gives solution. What is it? Solute plus solvent gives solution. So let's see. Before I telling you the methods, I just mentioned which are all the solute and solvents of this this example, and then I'll tell you. So you can just you can have that example in your mind. So for salt, what is salt? Salt is a solute, okay, and water is a solvent. So the 2 methods are, the first one is by measuring the amount method. The other one is the state or the phase method, okay? So what is this? The amount method. if the amount, okay, you take two components, you know the components, okay, I didn't mention whether this is the solute or solvent, okay, just think, you don't know which is solute, which is not solvent, according to which you know this is salt and water, and you know the amounts used. So over here salt is in a very little amount, whereas water is in a huge amount. The one with less amount is known as the solute. The one with a lot of the higher range or higher amount is known as solvent. So what is it? Solute is with smaller amount, solvent is with higher amount. And to talk about the state, if you take this solution, okay, the solute is always what you take the state. If the state of the mixture is what of the solution is, let's say liquid, and the state of the what do you say? You know the components are either solid and liquid. Okay. Then what is the conclusion? That the solid would be the solute and the liquid would be the solvent. Okay. That is the state method. So now we have to discuss about the types of solutions. The types of solutions are based on these two components, that is the solute and solvents. The difference in the solute and solvent. So let's see what are the different types of solutions. So let's learn the types. Okay. So we know that there are three states. So which are the solid, liquids and gases. I told you it's upon the number of components or the different states of components decides a different type. So first let's discuss about gases and then go to liquids and then solids. So let's see. Let's take gas as our solvent. So I'll give you examples only. There are let's see, 3 plus 3 plus 3, 9 types. Okay. So first one is we take gas as our what? Our solvent. So we have to take 3 of them because we have 3 phases. So gas plus what? Gas. Gas plus liquid. Gas plus what? Solid. So what is the example of gas plus gas? That is air. We know an example. But whereas have you heard that our solvent is gas and the solute is liquid? No, that's rarely found. So these two are rarely found. Okay. So the next classification we have to learn is with what? We finish gases and then we'll discuss about liquids and then go to solids. So next one is liquid. So liquid plus gas. I forgot to erase the examples. So now over here, what is our solvent? Our solvent is liquid. Okay. In a liquid, some gases are what do you say, mixed. What is the example? We know a very good example, that is soda or CO2 in water. Soda and CO2 in water. So that is first example is liquid as solvent and gas as a solute. So that is soda or carbon dioxide in water. So the next one is liquid in liquid. What is that? Alcoholic beverages. So alcoholic drinks. Every alcoholic drinks are liquid plus liquid. You have seen, no, in movies or if you've seen someone drinking, they add water to the alcohol itself to dilute it. So that is liquid plus liquid. The next one is liquid plus solid. That is sugar plus water or salt plus water. Okay. So the next example that we have to learn is when the solvent is gas. Sorry, a solid. So let's see what is that. So now what is our solvent? Solids. Okay. So let's rub the examples and we'll mention about each of them. So the first one is solid is our solvent and gas is our solute. So the example is hydrogen the example. Then next one is solid is our solvent and liquid is our solute. That is, you can say amalgam. Sorry, let me say amalgam. Okay. What is that? HgNAg. Okay. That is amalgam. And then solid in solid. Is there any example? Yes, alloys. You know what an alloy is, no? Alloys are metals plus non-metals or metals plus metals can form alloys. So that is solid plus solid. That is also a solution. And it is certainly not true that gases cannot dissolve on what solids. The example is hydrogen in palladium that forms a homogeneous mixture, and that is why it is called as a solution. Okay? So friends, that's all for today's video. I hope you might have understood it and liked it. If you have liked it, please give my video a huge thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you're new to it. And also share my video to your other friends. And this is the first part of solutions. Keep watching. See you on my next video. Till then, bye bye.